Alright, peeps, here we go. I'm Matty D of Into Black, helping to create emotional, financial, physical well-being. Here with episode 2, Sins of the Mother, my sister. So, you watch this, you'll learn how my sister ties into this stuff, other than her being my sister, and what's going on, and basically how it seems like, or comes off as if they're working together to like conspire against me, which they're not. But comes off like that. So real quick, my sister and I, for the most part, our relationship has been okay. It's not been horrible. It's been healthy for the majority part. I mean, we had our fights here and there, but it's never really been one where it's like we're just at each other's throats from childhood over whatever reason. That happened with my mom and her sister, Jenny, and there was a time where they didn't talk for like years or anything, and I forgot that on Jenny on my mom's side of the family because they wouldn't talk. She wouldn't even encourage us to talk to her. So my mom has this policy of like, once I've cut you off, go fuck yourself. I don't need you. And it's like, okay, my mom. So anyways, so for the most part, I mean, it's been fine. But then I noticed in my 20s, I would say around mid-20s, mid to late 20s, my sister would criticize me and be so hard on me for shit, and I'd be like, "What's the comment for? What's she doing?" I wouldn't understand it because I wouldn't make fun of her, wouldn't say anything bad. So I don't know where this grudge would come from her, and I would just be like, "Why are you doing it?" There was one time we got in a fight one Christmas morning where we were with her dad. I think it was Christmas of 2013 or 2014, one of those two, and it was 2013, and we got in a fight because my mom and her will talk about things and then not inform me about it until the last minute, and I'd be like, so why didn't anyone say anything? And my dad made a point, because I would have my plans or their plans, and then last minute, hey, these are our plans, and I'd be like, well, why didn't you say anything? And my dad made a point of like, maybe we should ask ahead of time. I'm like, okay, great, cool, fine, it is what it is. So we got this argument, and she was like, well, at least I can pay my student loans and stuff. And mind you, my sister will say these things, ignorant things, and she's a complete hypocrite when she doesn't have everything together. She may come off like that, because at that time I was living with roommates, and when you live on your own, you're not depending on parents or anything, unless you practice good financial habits or you're not doing the whole entrepreneurial route. You're not going to be in the best financial places. Like, that's just what it is. And she wasn't either. I'm living on my own, trying to do what I need to do and get by with what I know at that time and trying to do what I want to do. She's still living home with my mom and getting assistance from my mom and my dad, and wants to criticize me for, I gotta pay your student loans. And I'm like, you don't live on your own, you idiot. Like, the fuck are you talking about? You don't know what it's like. So this will come up, she criticize me other things, and then like randomly, I think sometime in the spring we met up, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry for criticizing you, I've been harsh," which surprised me. And then after that, things were fine. We talk. I think the other thing that bothers her is that with the way I interact with my family, everybody, I don't really call them very often. There's a period where I didn't because, trying to do the whole entrepreneur thing, I felt guilty about what I was doing. I felt ashamed, embarrassed. I didn't have the results that I wanted. I was trying to make things work and not being where I wanted to be, where I know I could do more. And I didn't want to share with them. I felt embarrassed, so I wouldn't call them. That was the main factor. Number two, I just don't talk to my parents that often anyway. That's just me. Nothing against them. At the time, though, kind of the relationship with my mother really drove me to like not want to talk to her, not deal with her ass, because to this day, especially back then, more so then, but to this day, it's like if you were to ask me, hey, who would you rather call, your mom or your father? Calling my mom feels heavier. Calling my dad feels lighter. Like, all right, cool, I'll do that. And you call him anyway. I haven't done it, and so people will look at me like, "How don't you call your family or call your mom or dad?" I'm like, "Cause I don't want to. I didn't really want to." And like, I looked at it as I don't need to. I just don't. That's what it is. I just need to. I'm doing my own thing. And I'll call them every now and then. All right, cool. See you in holidays. That's it. But back then, at that time, in my mid to late 20s, it was a lot of shame and guilt I felt, and I was just like, nah. And then my sister, I wouldn't talk to her very often because I didn't feel comfortable with myself. So, and I think to her, she took that as, I don't give a shit about you, I'm not gonna call you, and which I don't blame her for seeing that viewpoint, and that makes sense. And so then I didn't call her because I thought, well, she's 25, whatever, she's a grown ass woman, she'll need me. If something happens, I'm here for her, she'll let me know. That's why I took it. Now, did I ever tell her that? No. I just assumed. Because growing up, I wasn't the protective brother unless I needed to be. I was more like, yeah, she could leave her alone. Fuck this shit. Like, that was me. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be involved. She'll be fine. That was me. I left her alone. And growing up, getting older, with women, you don't really do that with them. They want to know you care. With women are watching with men, we like to be left alone and left our own devices until we need help. So if we want to be left alone, say let us be, and we'll come back to you when we're ready. Women, y'all don't like that. Y'all want us to check in with you every like hour. Anyways, so I think that may have contributed to what happened, what transpired a couple months back. And my girlfriend had met her, hung out with her twice. I met her boyfriend, and I met my sister's boyfriend. And at my dad's, we went to miniature golf, and then something else. And then we did something else. I think we met up with them twice, both at my dad's. So my mom, likes to talk to other people about me and ask about me to other people. So whatever. So a couple months ago, I ended up texting my sister saying, "Hey, do you have Christina and Shreya's phone numbers, which are cousins? And I wanted to call them to find out what's going on and just to talk and see what's up." So my sister then responds, "Why do you need their phone numbers?" I'm like, well, at first I was joking, like, "Why would you say that?" And I was like, "Because my phone's deleting them, and I need their phone numbers." And she goes, "Why? Do you have some big announcement to make?" And I'm like, "No." And I was kind of like, "Wait a minute, something's not right. You're withholding phone numbers." And I'm like, "What the?" And that's when it just went downhill from there. And she was texting me, and she was, I don't know if you want to be a part of this family. You're living with your girlfriend. It's very important in your life. You don't tell us or have her meet anyone else in the family. And I'm sitting there like, where is this coming from? Where is this frustration, anger coming from? Because clearly she's angry. I said, "D, you're angry," and she goes, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "Really? You're not angry? If you're not angry, you're being passive aggressive as fuck right now. It's real bad." And I'm just like, where is this coming from? Because she would not let me talk. Oh, fuck, man. All right. Sorry, I had to pause it. Didn't I could do that. What was I saying here? So, oh, it's resumed. Okay, now it's resumed, apparently. Okay. So what was I saying here? So, anyways, back to my sister. With her and she, with the text message getting about, asking about why do I need phone numbers and do I have an announcement to make, and asked me if I was still want to be part of the family. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And in the text message, she was saying like, "I'm not mad, but you don't call, you don't say anything, and your girlfriend hasn't reached out to me to get to know me at all." I'm thinking, you've met her twice. Like, what are you doing? And then I also thought I met your boyfriend, and I'm not sitting here saying your boyfriend hasn't gotten to know me. Like, again, hypocritical shit that she throws out without thinking, and I go, "You haven't," and she's saying all this stuff. I'm looking at it, I'm looking at my phone like, "You haven't talked to me, you haven't spoken to me, called me, texted me, and nothing, but you're gonna sit here and accuse me of doing the same shit that you're doing too." That makes a ton of sense, doesn't it, folks? Mm-hmm. And then you accuse me how my girlfriend hasn't reached out to you to get to know you when your boyfriend hasn't done the same thing. All this other shit. I was like, what? And eventually I call her because I'm like, this is dumb. And she was like, "Look, don't you yell at me. I'm not mad, bruh." That's right, bruh. My girlfriend's hearing this conversation. She's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I forget what we said, but I ended up hanging up on her because I was like, "Deanna, I'm not mad. I'm talking like you're accusing me of things and that you're doing too." And she just went off and off. And I was like, Deanna, I was like, don't yell. I'm not yelling. You're yelling at me. I'm like, you're yelling. I just calmly hung up the phone. Then she tried to call back, ignored it again, and then my sister would always text like, I'm done with you, fucking this karma shit. I'm done with you. I'll see you in the next life. And hasn't talked to me since then at all. And I'm just like, okay, you're mad at me for I'm not 100% sure why she's angry at me, but it's just like you're accusing me of stuff that you're doing. And apparently, she talked to my best friend Chris, and she told him because he told me this. What he told me was she was talking to him. I'm done with Matthew. I'm done with Matthew. I'm done with him. I'm done with him until he gets his shit together. Mind you, at this time, and I don't know what's changed up until now. She's trying to become a yoga instructor and do that full time. Can't find a job with it, and then had to ask him for money. But yet, I'm the one who needs to get my shit together when I have doing credit repair full time. Where I live now, I brought on 2 real estate companies, a mortgage company, 1 local branch. I'm working on more, get my own referrals, and establishing my own network of customers and things, and becoming know where I'm at for credit repair and everything else. Yeah, I have my shit together, but apparently you do because you can't find a job and what you want to do and borrow money, but you're going to criticize the shit out of me. And on top of this, so she's going to talk to me because that obviously, and my mom's not talking to me anything. And so they basically go everywhere, talk all the time. I guess my mom asked about me. I have no fucking idea. She does. My sister probably said, I don't know. I was spoken to Matthew. He's too busy. I don't know. Basically, they talk and they do everything together, and I'm ignored at the fucking picture. Meanwhile, my sister still talks to my dad. I'm ignored by one half of my family, so now it's just me and my father. And it's funny. It really is. It's comical. And it's like, at some point, she'll come back around because my mom died tomorrow, my dad died tomorrow, something like that. We'll end up having to talk. So it's just funny. I love my sister, I do. It's just like, I don't know where this is coming from. Why is she so angry? But you're going to accuse me of things that you do? It's crock of horse shit. And by the way, I did send her an email apologizing for what happened that night. And her and I got into a big argument last Thanksgiving, which I didn't apologize. She she antagonized me and I went at it. We didn't stop. And so I apologized for that months later. Sent an email saying, I'm sorry, I love you, all that stuff. And she didn't respond. She read it because I have an email tracker. So, yeah, done my part. I'll reach out to her again at some point, but it's just, we're all in our own worlds, but some people are so in their own world, you're just like, the fuck? So, for those of you watching this again, whoever hears this story, what's going on, that's where my sister is and my mom are currently, and it's not done yet because there's more shit coming. What was it, October? I think it's Thanksgiving and the holidays. Yo, holiday season coming up, I'm telling you, the holidays stress people out, I think, the most, more than anything else throughout the year when it comes to family. Because if you're in a situation like mine where there's conflict going on, you're not really talking, not on good terms, or your family's just got a whole bunch of shit, the holidays you do not look forward to. And I did a video on that. I'll do another one about for this year. But yeah, so that's my sister. I love her, but she's just fucking retarded, I swear. I don't want to say that. She's got some shit to work through, and I don't know why she's insecure. I don't know why she's mad at me, man. It's like, oh, God, I love the women in my life. They're so fucking interesting. They're not boring. Interesting. Oh, and they don't want to talk to me. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. I remember this, too. It's like, all right, you want to talk to me? You want to hold a grudge over some dumb shit? Fine. Because let me tell you, when you hold a grudge against somebody, all you do is you play yourself and screw yourself. That's a fact. I'm going to story now. I'm telling you. So you think, oh, I'm mad at this person, I'll never forgive him. Go ahead and continue to fuck yourself because all you're doing is hurting yourself. You're not doing a damn thing to that person. Nothing. At all. And it's hard to see it when you're in it, but once you let go, you're like, wow, I was wasting my energy. You know what, though? I'm going to keep doing me, my life. So, love y'all. Comment what are your thoughts. And just wait for episode 3. That was episode 3 made me a boring ass update. Well, I talked to so and so, tried, nothing happened. Haha. Anyways, love y'all. Peace.